Well, class, good evening. Tonight we're going to start on the case study method. This is the most important part, I think, of the course, beyond the content of what we're going to learn, because the case study method is going to follow you throughout the rest of your graduate education. Okay, so let's discuss why we do it and how we do it. First off, why do we do it? Each case study that you'll get, and you'll see a variety of them here in this course and in other courses, provides us with a common fact pattern for everybody in the class. Whether you're on the internet or sitting in this class together, there's going to be a fixed set of facts that everybody in the room will be able to utilize for that case. The reason we do that is because by analyzing or limiting ourselves to certain facts, we can now select out one component to analyze. It narrows our focus and in a very real way helps us to learn. Because we're now able to focus on one component, we can now do, like I said, that critical analysis. And normally the critical analysis is things like what went right, what went wrong, who was responsible, who was not responsible, when did they do what they had to do, when didn't they do. So you can see how we start with a very general situation here. We have a fixed large fact pattern. We're going to select out one component here and then do our analysis. Now, the analysis, coming off that, the next is most important. We're going to now have to, research now becomes very important. The use of references and appropriate citation all become critical. The failure to do research, in other words, to be able to find references that say, in a similar situation, another company did X, or not quite the same, but some facts are the same, led to Y. And here's the article that discusses it. The reason we want to do that is the case study allows us to be able to look at a fact. We want to build, shall we say, on the shoulders of other educators. So the research and the use of references and the citations all allow us to do that, so that if when you give it to me, I can look at it and go, oh yes, he looked at, or she looked at X, Y, and Z, and I can see how she built on that and went from there with her ideas or his ideas. So we're narrowing down from general to more specific to our analysis, and then building on what other people have already said. That's what helps us and makes the case study method so strong. What are the components of it that are very important as you go forward? And now as we start, there's more give and take on these, obviously. But as we get to the end of the course, we're going to be getting to be very specific on them. First, there's an APA format for everything. In other words, the front cover sheet should have a certain format. The margins should have a certain format. The spacing between the lines is specific. The pitch and the type of font that you use is specific. Nothing, if you have, when in doubt, look for APA format. Next, there are specific sections within each case study response, and you must have specific content in there. Don't worry, we're going to go through them during the course of the next few lectures very quickly. Next, you don't depart from the format. That's number 2. And finally, or number 3, and finally, the content that's going inside is always within your control. Okay? In other words, what you select out for facts or for analysis, that's always within your control. But but the format pieces of it, the structure of it, consistent with our lecture of Chapter 8 this week, the structure never changes. The content, however, is the part that changes. Okay? So that's how that is the purpose, or shall we say, the overview of the case study method. Now, in the lectures that follow, I'm going to give you a series of lectures, very short lectures, about what goes in each section, so that as you go forward, you'll be able to say, aha, this is what I should be doing, okay, or what I should be looking for, okay? So I'll see you soon. We'll go through that, and then with any luck, if you have any questions, you can always send me an email. All right, thank you. See you soon.